Hi there, everyone, and welcome back to the Message Marketing Pod. I'm your host, Christopher Melotti from Melotti Content Media, and I have a fantastic guest here today. His name is Michael Haynes from Listen Innovate Grow, and I've got his book here that goes through all these fantastic go-to-market marketing strategies, and that's what Michael does. Is he's a marketing strategist, but also more importantly, a go-to-market strategist and expert. And so I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to throw in about clients and what that means, just to educate everyone who's watching and listening. So, Michael, over to you to begin.
Thanks, Chris. Great to be here. And so, yes, hello, everyone. I am Michael Haynes, and I'm a business-to-business, and actually, Chris, call myself a go-to-market specialist, not a marketing specialist.
Yes.
And we can get into that.
We're going to go into why.
Yeah. So I'm a business growth go-to-market specialist, and I focus on working with small and medium accounting, technology, and law firms. And I work with the leaders of those firms and their teams on their full end-to-end strategies and roadmaps to identify the right market opportunities, make sure they understand their client requirements, build the right kinds of offerings and services their clients want, and then work with them around client acquisition, retention, as well as growth as well. So working with them on their full end-to-end go-to-market roadmap, that's what I love to do.
And that's what I want to ask, right? Because this go-to-market, and sometimes you see it as GTM, right? Or G2, like number 2M. Now, we see this a lot, and we as marketing people ourselves, in our business, we see and hear this a lot. What would you define that actually to be? So to the average person who's watching, listening, who's not a marketing obsessed person like we are, what is a go-to-market strategy and rollout?
So your go-to-market strategy is your full end-to-end strategy, your full-to-end roadmap of how you're going to take your solutions and offerings to market. So if you're an IT firm and you provide IT strategies and manage solutions for IT system, how are you going to take those offerings to market? What is going to be those offerings that you're actually going to offer to market? And how are you going to take them so that you're able to attract and get the clients that you want, retain them, grow them, get them to renew? So it is your full end-to-end, Chris. And so it involves a lot of different components. Marketing and sales are two components of your go-to-market, but it's also around your products. It is around your services. It is around the client experience. It's a full end-to-end. So it involves all elements: products, services, operation, marketing, sales. It's what are you doing, your full roadmap, your full plan to acquire those clients, retain them, grow them, and giving them the offers, services, and support that they require. So it's a full
and this is great, because what I think is there's a bit of a misconception that I see when I bring this up is people go, oh, but I'm already in the market, and I know you'll dive on this, but like I think that people think go to market means I'm launching something new. And let's dispel that right now, is that you can already be in the market, you can already be doing things. And this is where so how do you answer that question when people say, oh, but Michael, I'm already in the market, why do I need to go?
And yes, you are maybe in the market, Chris, but what are you doing to retain those clients? What are you doing to grow those clients, getting those clients to act on your behalf? And particularly in the world of professional services and within accounting, technology, and law, because those are the three areas of professional services that I work with, that is a big challenge. Bringing clients in is one thing, but how are you going to keep those clients, keep delivering value, keep staying on the pulse of what your clients? So if you're an accounting firm and you're working with the CEO of a mid-sized tech company, how are you delivering value? Not just helping them with a transaction around acquiring a new company that they're taking over, but how are you delivering additional value to them? So as that company, as your clients are scaling and growing and changing, what are you doing to continually delivering value? So your go-to-market strategy is how do you go to market and how do you live and sustain in the market to keep your clients, to grow your business, the whole works.
And I think the way to summarize that is to say that if people watching, listening, I think what it is if you are overwhelmed and confused by the marketing process, and not even the marketing, like the business process of sales, customer service, making sales, attracting leads, basically it's the whole gamut of things. I feel that like this is what you're looking for. And I feel like we need to educate more people on
Absolutely.
this. Is like, because I think a lot of businesses today, they go, help me do my marketing better. And I know we'll get into why you don't call yourself a marketer, but I think that's what people do is they go, I need to make more revenue. I need to make more sales. I need to increase my demand. And a lot of people just default to, oh, well, that's more sales or more demand or more marketing. Whereas I think that we need to make this go-to-market strategy and vernacular a little bit more pronounced. And would you agree that it's like when
Absolutely.
I need my business to produce better results? I think this is
You
what.
do need to produce your business better results. You're absolutely correct, Chris. And again, I'm going to be putting it heavily in the context in the world of professional services. Those are providing advisory services. Our clients, our prospects, our prospective buyers, our clients, they have fundamentally, what they're looking for has fundamentally changed in terms of they're looking for expertise, depth of expertise, and the way in which they buy now. It's not just tell me how to solve my solution. They're very much looking at for whom they are looking, for whom can help them solve their solution. So we really have to, in order to, effectively build and grow your business, keep your clients, get more clients, it goes back to really understanding your prospect. And our client professional services, they are looking for depth of expertise and with whom can help them satisfy that. And so the way in which, Chris, they buy has fundamentally changed now. They're doing a lot of their own independent self-research and education. So that is not just looking online in going onto Google and researching, but they're joining peer-to-peer CEO advisory groups. They're going to online communities, mastermind. They're going to they're tapping into their industry and professional association. So they're tapping into industry experts, the industry analysts. So there's a lot of self-research and education that is revolved around tapping into trusted sources of advice, insights, information, recommendations. As a result, a lot of your marketing tactics that folks like to use, like advertising, for Google ads, a lot of these tactics do not work because they're great for awareness, but they're not how buyers buy.
Yeah, I love it. I think that I want to reiterate that point is that I feel like a lot of businesses today stumbling over all these tactics, right?
Yes.
Like we see it as a marketing consultant myself. What I do is I get into a business and they'll go, we did this, we did that, we did that.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's like we did 100 things to throw mud at a wall and hope something really stuck. But unfortunately, today, the customer's too savvy, your competitors are too competitive. Like we're in this space where you need to take 3 steps back to take 10 steps forward. And it's like, that's where that go to market strategy really comes into its own, is that you get this complete plan. But I think what we need to differentiate here is it's not all airy-fairy. This is not like some theory-based, oh, our people are this. Or like what it is like, this is the state of play in your market right now. This is
absolutely, Chris. This is the state of play in your market. And it's starting off with understanding who your prospective clients are, the decision makers, the buyers of your services. It's really understanding them, understanding who they are, what are their priorities and challenges, and how do they buy. So who are they talking to? What are they reading? Where are they going? Where do they what and whom do they deem as their trusted sources for what I call AIR, advice, insights, and recommendation? Because our folks in the world of those buying technology services, legal services, consulting services, accounting services, they will, yes, they might go and Google and look at a white paper and look at some content, but they're very much going to be tapping into the likes of industry associations, their own peer network, online communities, the mastermind groups. They're going to be doing all this research and tapping into these people. You need to understand, as a provider of professional services, as to what kinds of issues are important to them, and what kinds of advice and insights they're looking for, and where and with whom they are going to. That will define what your go-to-market will need to be.
Yes.
And the problem is, Chris, there's too much. Folks are doing a lot of tactics, but it's not aligned with how people buy.
Yes, and that's what I like most about what you do. Like, and I've enjoyed reading some of your go-to-market plans because they're not the substandard, this is what everyone else is doing. Like I've seen a lot of things where, not to go into too much detail because times change, but I saw that you've tapped into local events and entrepreneur experiences and local communities, and you've looked into and you plan around certain weeks and months and events. There's all these great things, and I think that's what we're going to get at the last part, is that it's not just about marketing. Like I know that when you say I'm a tactician, like I look at the whole strategy. Marketing is just one thing. There's also events and other pieces. Do you want to explain why you don't narrow yourself to marketing?
I don't narrow it to marketing because ultimately to take your company, to take your solutions to market, you're going to be having to work across a whole gap, your entire organization. So we're going to have to look at, once we've identified, okay, well, where are the right opportunities in terms of what industries, what geographic markets to be focusing on? We understand your clients. What are the offerings we as professional services need to be giving to our clients and prospects, okay? And so if we use a technology example, it might be around, consulting services. It could be around service and support, but there will be additional things that some of your clients will be looking for. They themselves may be looking for opportunities to engage with peers, to engage with experts. So we have to be thinking about providing them things like, market updates, executive panels, roundtables, where you can bring peers together so they can meet other experts, other colleagues. So we have to be thinking about, the offerings, which will include a number of things. We have to look at the service and support. So what's the ongoing service and support you're going to be providing to your technology clients? Is it certain service levels for when they have queries and faults? Do they need reporting? Do they need additional training? So we have to be looking across your additional offerings on an operational level as well. And then there's, client acquisition, retention, and, how are we going to get more clients? And one of the great ways to get more clients is leveraging some of your current clients to be your advocates. So go to market, taking your solution to market to build and grow your business encompasses many elements of your organization, your service offering, your training, your service offering, trainings, yes, marketing, yes, sales, your onboarding. So it's the whole end to end that we really have to look at and understand from the lens of the buyer, from the lens of our prospective clients, and then how do we deliver to that?
And I think this is great. So for everyone listening and watching, the true value of this episode is to know that if you have a business or you're or you're a decision maker, you're in an organization, and you're thinking, how do I improve my results? And you're thinking, oh, the go-to would be a couple of pieces of marketing. What you're probably looking for is this whole go-to market strategy. And this is why I'm here educating everyone. And I have Michael here, is because we need to educate the market on the fact that, and I'm a big believer in this, Michael, myself. I've said this for years, is that today marketing is not the function in your business that does pretty pictures like it was 20 years ago. It was that department that did some ads and put some pretty photos together, and the sales team would see a bit of collateral come from nowhere all of a sudden. Whereas today it's like, your website has to be similar in alliance with the way that your team answers the phone. Like if your customer service team are being rude and your marketing is saying we're friendly, then there's a real problem there. And this is what's happening. So a go-to-market strategy, to finish off with, is that whole comprehensive: who needs to be trained, what do we need to be doing, what's in alignment with what, who are we talking to, what do the sales team and the marketing team, the customer service team, even the accounts team need to be doing, what events do we need to be seen at. It's a great piece of work.
And Chris, it's all about being in alignment with how your clients buy and what do they expect. And again, coming back to us in the world of professional services, the number one thing that they're looking for is expertise and depth of expertise. And so it's all about understanding what they're looking for, providing those opportunities, provide those advice, insights, recommendations, opportunities, because that's the kind of, if you're going to talk about what marketing things you need to be doing, this is about giving your clients what they're looking for, giving them their advice, and insights on best practices,
Love
new
it.
approaches, new solutions, giving them the opportunity to engage with peers, to engage with experts, because that's part of how they buy. That is what we expect. So it's really framing all of what your organization, your company does around what your clients and your prospects are looking for and seeking, and doing it where they go for advice, insights, and recommendations.
I love it. Well, what a great episode. Nice, short and sharp, but I think we covered like so much ground there. So a big thank you, Michael, for joining me in this episode. It's been fantastic from Listen, Innovate and Grow. And we've got, his book here. And I'll make it available in the link. And yeah, thank you, Michael, for joining me in this episode. I think this go-to-market strategy is something that a lot of people don't know, but actually know they need.
Yeah.
And so this has been another great episode on the Message Marketing Pod. I'm your host, Christopher Melotti from Melotti Content Media. Thank you again, Michael Haynes. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.